Hey everybody, it's Halo Ariel. And today I'd like to do a talk about how the universe can give you what you want or what you deserve in a much better way, how things can come about to you in a much better way. So I'm going to share with you what happened today. So what's been happening is there's been this particular blanket that would not stop popping up in my newsfeed. I don't follow the page, and it just would not stop popping up in my newsfeed. I had no intention of buying a blanket, especially with the amount of stuff that I have. I had literally had no intention of buying a blanket, but it was love at first sight, put it that way. I just knew deep within me, with its resonance, with the colours, with the theme, everything about it. The particular colours and patterns and the particular details, everything about it. It just felt like it belongs to me. It was, and so I went to purchase it, and the universe wouldn't let me have it. I kept on trying to purchase it, and it wouldn't go through. It just would not go through. And so then, guess what happened? After about a few days of that, of not being able to purchase it, because I thought, maybe it's a tech error. But I think it was a little bit behind the scenes of a mystery to do with the universe, because everything happens for a reason, And actually, the price of it, was £170, so £169.99, which they reduced to £90 to £89.99. And so I kept on trying to purchase it, and I couldn't purchase it. It just would not let me. This glitchy tech error, whatever you want to call it, just wouldn't let me have it. Because I wasn't meant to have it in that way. I was absolutely destined to have this blanket, but I was meant to receive it in a much easier way, not in the way that I insisted. And this is an example for many things. So guess what happened next? I took a picture of this particular blanket, and I put it in, I put this picture in Temu. And guess what? This blanket came up straight away. I guess how much? £36. When this other place was selling it for, £170, reduced to £90. And so I got my destined blanket that I was always meant to have, that the universe kept on saying is meant for me. But I got it in a much easier way, and the way that I was meant to. And furthermore, I was also able to pay for it in installments as well, an even easier, better way. So you see, I was so insistent to get what I want, or what I feel was destined for me, or what I feel I deserve, in a insistence, more difficult type way. But actually, if I had just accepted that it was not going to come about in this way, that the universe would not let me have it, because the universe had a better idea for me to have what's destined to be with me in a much better way. So may this inspire you, with me sharing the blanket story. May this inspire you to know that you think you want what you want, and you're so insistent, and your ego is so loud and so insistent, and gets stressed out on getting things a certain way. But not more often than not, the universe doesn't want to give you that in the difficult way that you insist. And unknown to you, which actually comes about in a much better way. I mean, who would have thought that this blanket that was destined to be mine, that would not stop popping up for me my newsfeed of a page that I do not follow, and over again, and yeah, the blanket was like screaming at me, like it's absolutely gorgeous and so in sync with me, like the colour, the theme, everything. You know, it was absolutely suited, made for me, like how it looks. But the universe wanted me to have it, so it was giving me the message for me to have it. But it wouldn't let me have it in the difficult way that I insisted. That's why there was glitches. Because it was always going to give me what I'm destined to truly have. In a much better way. And the blanket is just literally the icing on the cake. Literally. It really humbles me when little things like this happen, because I've actually got a very soft center. I've actually got a very soft core. But my loud ego, human mind personality was developed of no choice but to protect the gentle feminine soul that I am. Because if I haven't had, or if I haven't got, for example, like those who either haven't had a loving human father, for example, those who didn't have that, you know, was robbed of that. Like as if it has to, like the feminine had no choice, and a shy, timid feminine soul had no choice to develop the ego, the loud ego, protective warrior mode, like human mind personality, to protect the true essence of the feminine soul that I am, for example. And so so the ego can sometimes want to be insistent of it wants what it wants, but actually love heals. Love heals us all, right? You know, if we've got a divine loving, partner, then love that's committed and devoted, then naturally that would then allow the feminine essence and my feminine essence to be able to relax more and receive, and and not have to go into defensive warrior mode of insistence. So the real beauty and healing is the divine masculine is essential for the soft, divine, angelic, innocence, feminine nature, because then the feminine doesn't have to go in masculine, it doesn't have to go into, warrior defensive mode as a coping mechanism, as no choice but to defend itself, to stand up for itself. And like, that's what my life has been like, but it's going to get better in the sense that I can already see that this blanket story was just like the tip of the iceberg, just like icing on the cake of how a scenario can come about, whatever is going on in your life. I mean, I'm glad that I was able to share with you, this blanket story, because it will inspire you to know that things can come about in a much better way, in a way that's easier, in a way that is a better way that's beyond your knowing. Like, you can receive pleasant surprises. Things that are truly meant for you will come about in a much better way. Sending love.